EA Sports. It's opening week in the NFL, and today we have two teams are more than ready to get the season underway. It's the Vikings going up against the Browns. With that, let's call in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, with this opening week matchup.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. Today, it's the opener of the 2017 NFL season between the Minnesota Vikings and the Cleveland Browns. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. He takes this for 3 to the 29. The starters now on offense, and Stefon Diggs, our first chance to see him today.
Brandon, remember we had this conversation about how highly recruited he was in high school. Didn't quite live up to it in college due to some injuries, but boy, has he hit the NFL like a bomb. Stefon Diggs, a crafty, mature route runner who can go the distance.
To throw is Bradford. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a third down. They go play action. Now Bradford eluding the pressure right. And he's able to find Diggs. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know. Who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Play fake here on first down. He's got time in the pocket. That is caught at the 7. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. These guys told us, these guys being the coaches, they wanted to really stretch the field, get the ball down deep. They were able to do that here.
And you know when you stretch the field, you often leave guys in one-on-one situations, and that allows your better athletes to go up and get the football. I love the preparation that they put into this. They made it a priority, and they got what they expected.
They'll throw again. Bradford. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Let's meet the offensive starters, and let's discuss Corey Coleman, first wide receiver drafted out of last year's class.
And there was a reason for that. When you watched his tape, when you watched his games, you saw his explosiveness and ability to play the ball in the air downfield. Don't get hung up on the fact he only ran 4 routes at Baylor. Just coach him up and turn him loose. And that's the kind of pass that adds up over time, Brandon. You may not have picked up a first down there, but if you keep chipping away at it, eventually big plays may result.
Completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop.
4 down, 4 down. Hurry up, here we go. 3, 9, 10.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
3rd and 1, it seems natural to just turn and hand it to the biggest guy you have in the backfield. But usually, he's not the primary runner. So for the defense, they're often keying on the running back because he's the guy who gets the ball more often, and the fullback is the blocker. When he ends up carrying the football, that's a heck of a tendency breaker, and now you're just trying to jump on his back and hold on.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
It takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
When I see Sharif Floyd hit the field, I think of all the potential he has, and it's a lot of fun watching that come to the surface.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. On the tackle that time, it's Trey Waynes. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think, yeah, the fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there, handed to their big guy to pick up a first down.
In motion goes the tight end. And they give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And Parkey's kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. And that one results in 35 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, we're into the 2nd quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
The left side caught by Diggs. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Still in search of the 1st down after that last completion. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On play action, Bradford. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Here's Bradford, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Looked like they had a window to get that in there, but a good job rallying defensively.
Excellent timing, no pass interference. The hit jars it loose, and now they force them into a decision. Do you go for it on 4th down or kick the field goal?
So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach, but it kept the offense out of the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Buying time to his left. That's complete. It's Gordon. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
Here we go. 319. 319. Gone. Here we go.
On 3rd and short, going with a tight end. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and it'll bring up third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points.
And the pressure gets to Bradford, and down he goes. Randy Gregory in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Second down, Bradford. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion. And the back goes into motion. Bradford on 3rd and 2. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we're trading field goals here in the opening half. No breakthrough yet on the touchdown front. We've got a 6-3 game.
And really, I like what I've seen from both of these defenses thus far. Both have been a little more aggressive than I expected. And I think that's reflected in what we see on the scoreboard, which is no touchdowns to this point.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in this.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. It's a 4-receiver look to the right side. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. And now out comes Minnesota. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Bradford on 1st down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
Halfback sent in motion. On 2nd down, Bradford again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd down.
One of the great coaches said football's really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. On play action, Bradford. Left side caught by Diggs. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So on 4th down, the Vikings will call on their punter, Jeff Locke, to kick it away. Fielded just inside the 20. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here's the Browns on. Offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
No. Check. Patriots. Detroit. Watch him now, Barney. Here we go now.
They'll try and throw for it here. Steps away, and he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Call it a gain of 3, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Gets it to Gordon. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, Detroit.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And the slot man goes in motion left. Throwing is Bridgewater. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
He'll buy some time right. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? They'll try and run it in with a fullback Felton. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. Third down, 15 yards still needed.
No, check, Patriots.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go. Blue line. No, check, Patriots.
And let's see 6 defensive backs out there. They're in the dime here on 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 3. They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it. Blue line.
Now a shot near the goal line for the fullback Felton. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Jerome Felton taking it in from a yard out. And once again, the Browns are back in front. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And they're going to speed things up here. And a pretty simple completion there underneath, but a successful one for the offense.
Partner doesn't have to be the big shots downfield all the time. Having that safety net underneath is a great thing for a quarterback.
5 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Diggs in motion left. Second down, Bridgewater. The left side caught by Diggs. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And quickly, they get to the line.
Really nice connection on the corner route. This is a play where the receiver wants to set up the defensive back by moving him inside and then breaking back to the corner.
First down, Bridgewater. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Let's go. Tiger, Tiger. Tiger, Tiger. Tiger, Tiger.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield. Bridgewater on first down. His throw caught right around the 6. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Well, they've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down.
I know they didn't get it, but I kind of like the call. 2nd and inches, go right to the quarterback sneak. Normally, that should be executed better, shouldn't it?
I'm going to disagree with you. I don't like the call.
You don't like that?
That's just because they didn't get it, though.
Oh, okay.
Hindsight's 20/20.
20/20 and never defeated.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And the back goes into motion. Bridgewater to throw it this time. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jared Cook there to make the grab. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure?
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Coleman, the man in motion right. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rolling to his left. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Getting late here in the 4th, and if this team has any chance to win this football game, their defense obviously needs a stop here. They come up in an offset eye. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Carlos Williams taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Forced out to his left. And his pass incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. They'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Throwing here, Bridgewater. Rolling to his right. And incomplete on the deep ball. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on 1st down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on 1st down.
Slot man moves right. On 2nd down, Williams. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Offense faces a 3rd and medium with 6 yards left. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Bridgewater now. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown.
Now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. They come up in an offset eye. They'll try to run for it. Here's Williams. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. And a new set of downs here after picking up the 1st on the ground.
Let's go.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
Bridgewater off the play fake to McKinnon. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. And well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will swell the lead to 16. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really.
Another timeout called by the Vikings now. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And barring something unforeseen, this will be the last play of the game.
Let's go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. And, partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Vikings, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cleveland.